Onivia, League of Legends highlights.
And there it is, locked in. And immediately we get Rakan here for Delight.
I think the Rakan pick is, they're waiting for support last because they're like, okay, what are you going to pick to control bottom line?
The less that top ganks get expected, the more value that they get.
I mean, Zeus already used his teleport, so this is a great opportunity.
Oh, man. Fantastically baited here by Morgan as he's in his shroud. Gets very close to the sun. Zeus tries, and he will be able to trade it back just barely.
That is super important that he gets that kill there because without that...
Down. Waiting for the Meganar, perhaps the lane is pushing away from Morgan as this is a very tricky maneuver. As just going to get that fear down. Of course, there is no flash here for the Gwen as Meganar waiting for it. The paranoia is going to be enough. Zeus taking up the shots and he will be able to survive.
That was so beautifully done.
Oh,
So suddenly, top side here definitely swinging back into control for Zeus in this early part of the matchup. And picking up that kill is pretty massive in terms of what it's going to do to CS. This is the trade-off, though, because Jinx is also going to be happy with this.
Zeus, he's almost at Meganar. The knock-up is not there, but it doesn't matter because Umpty is here. So with Morgan alone, 1v2, he's fine. He almost has...
Faker's rotating up. Ping's coming into the mid lane. Lava says he's not here.
Yeah, it's the bully Morgan game, I suppose, as Ghost was popped, but the slow comes in, and Morgan cannot get away from this. Nice try. Doesn't even bother using his own needles. Just accepts that a nice roam.
To actually get value for your bottom laner.
As we have an engage down on the bottom side, Guma just going to get blown up here with the Ignite going down from Delight. Owner trying to follow up, but here's Umpty as well. Bit of a knock up onto Carrier. Might be a couple of kills. He's getting extremely low, but the shield does come in last second.
T1 just trying to really hard force a different way to get their bottom laner ahead, and then it all just gets thrown in the wastebasket when the bottom 2v2 steps forward. But he knows this is the setup. Now Delight.
Come on. He took every precaution, and they just waited for about a million League of Legends seconds. And, yeah, actually it does pay off for T1 in the end.
Yeah, well, Delight also pathing that way means that he's going to do something.
Okay, Needles landing, flash, chilling smite. We got fights in mid as well. Here comes Delight looking for the play. That is going to be a dead Faker. As Zeus will get away, just barely. And now Guma is actually able to pick up a lot of gold here in the trade at least. But this is BRION getting the second Rift Herald
and the second Herald drop mid to grab that turret instead. I think this is the better call. They have a nice setup here to prevent T1 from turning and trapping them, so they will guarantee the charge.
Yeah, charge comes in. Let's see if they do commit to this as a bunch of poke damage does come in. The Poppy, the paranoia is forced, but now your Poppy a little bit less tanky. You have a little bit less positioning as the package comes through. They engage onto this very hard as into the backline here goes this front line for Owner, but look at Guma. He has so much of a front line and he can do whatever they want because Fredit BRION went so deep with that package and forced this with the quirky Jinx. And now Umpty's going to try to give himself up, but this is just a clean ace for T1.
Feels like we might be going to a game 3 here, Valdez. This is the fight that really breaks the back in a lot of ways of Fredit BRION. Stopwatch down here, package useless. T1 have gotten Drake parity. This should be a Baron they take after this as well, so full map control. No longer safe to side lane will be the Corki. He's not going to be able to side lane. He's not going to be able to free farm. And the fight, despite the really big tunnel onto Carrier here, looked almost still winnable for Fredit BRION, but like you said, Guma could just run at them. He was in melee range of their comp, knowing that he has that Bloodthirster, he's got that extra shield, or the extra healing, and a shield. And yeah, nice try. But package was awkward, and I do agree that it was not like the sickest plays we've ever seen, and it was a mistake from Fredit BRION, but I think T1 handled it well. Now they have a really nice
like halfway through game 2 and them just kind of waiting around for them to finally take a fight.
You don't just default get to be better in scaling. Like, he hits his 3-item spike here after breaking his stopwatch, now has the GA, but it's not the Ludens. Like, he doesn't actually
get so much value. The Gnar, all of these engage and proactive champions that you have on the side of T1 get so much value. As speaking of engage, they get in the backline and Guma's gone. As down they go, it's actually Fredit BRION the ones that make the play happen, as now GA's gone on the Nocturne. T1 are fighting a 4v5, a massive Gnar ultimate comes in here. As we got frontliners sacrificing themselves, and Faker's gonna get 2, maybe make it 3 as he tries desperately to get it there at the end. Zeus not able to collapse onto Lava, who still has his GA. And somehow T1 come out ahead in that fight.
They do come out ahead, but they just did not expect Fredit BRION to fight without an objective. And that is exactly what Fredit BRION were looking to do. Good play from Delight to set this one up, but it's not enough in the end. Package now used defensively.
Uh-oh, it's a big one hitting them as no engage onto Umti. This can be kited out excellently by Lava. He has to be careful.
Available for their soul fight. So that is really massive. It's a huge swing here. Fredit BRION were just not able to without Flash here on Lava. T1 here, no package for Fredit BRION. Lava has his GA still, didn't lose it there, flashed instead. But I mean, this is not, you cannot force this fight. You don't have the engage.
Steadfast presence for Umti will get him out of the way. This Baron buff. A lot of pushing from many different angles. Zeus gets Mega Gnar again here for just a moment. And yeah, I think you got to keep your Jinx on one side and your Corki on the other, because that's where a lot of your wave clear will come in. As Fredit BRION decide they want to fight instead. As in the back line, here comes Owner. They're trying to peel for Henna, but they just cannot, as the fear seems to last forever. As Morgan is getting a lot of front-to-back damage done here. Lava's still alive, but it is a couple of guys taken down here on the side of Fredit BRION. T1 up 10,000 gold and looking to end this game here. Can they do it? Against the Corki, that's 1 minion. Turret shots too. Oh man, Lava just barely going to survive there on the backside of that one.
Yeah, he's got his GA, but he doesn't want to lose control.
Morgan, very, very low, has to go into the stopwatch. He is going to survive just barely, but Delight has to give his life up for it, and I think it's just enough damage. We are going to have a game number 3, as T1 just barely going to pick up this victory against Fredit BRION. Not as dominant as I think T1 would have liked, but a win is a win. They buy themselves a 3rd game.